Welcome back once again with another match review. Looking back at Blackburn Rovers' latest match, that's right, up against Birmingham, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe and hit it bang out today. All things Blackburn Rovers related, championship related, world football, we're going to all here, boys. Under one Rooski. Good discussion for me. Will Blackburn Rovers actually get themselves realistically into the playoffs? Well, only this guy knows. That's right. Bloody Santa knows, of course, what's going to happen at the end of the season. But, of course, we've done it all right today. Big, fat 4-0 win over Birmingham City. We'll take a look at it. All of it in a minute. Of course, big shout out to my VRPs. They're the Patreons, guys. Thank you for your love. And, of course, as we try to kick on forward to another level. Wow. Let's get into it. Of course, recap the game. Of course, as Rovers came out on top. 4-0, 4-0 over Birmingham City at Ewood Park to make it 5 wins on the spin. Our first 5 wins in a row, succession since the year 2000, and the last time that we've got 5 clean sheets in the bounce since 1996. That's what we're looking at here, guys. In fact, I've got to kind of scale back the lights. Yeah, clown. Yeah, there's too many lights here, so let me just cut back on the lights. Because there's too much there. So there we go. Let's take a little look at it then, shall we? Of course, recap the game. 4-0 in the good discussion. Me, John Buckaroo opened up the score on the 6th minute to give Rovers the bloody lead. Khadra second on the night for us into the second half for Blackburn Rovers. Again, none of these are really statement goals, but they were all hard-working goals. And of course, Blackburn Rovers showing that they've got goals all over the place. Khadra, of course, got the second. Rovers, of course, into the second half, deep in the second half. Diaz gets the penalty after he was fouled. Took the ball, took the penalty, converted it, and that was 3-0. Game, set, and match. But just to make matters just a little bit more secure, 79th minute, Rovers made it 4. Wow. The goals are on my Twitter if you want to check it all out. Birmingham had a couple of chances. Of course, I believe Chucksanike was the closest, hit the woodwork with that. Butterworth also hit the woodwork for Rovers in a game, which we were just on it today. To be honest with you, I thought we were a little bit lacking in creativity. I know the 4-0 flatters us a little bit. When you look at the heat maps in a little bit, you'll see that Rovers barely touching the ball on the grand scheme of things compared to or just being clinical when we have the ball. Because we had 47% compared to the 53% possession. Again, when we had the ball, considerably less amount of time than Birmingham. But when we did have it, we made sure that we put our foot on the gas, and of course created some chances. 16 shots for Rovers, 8 for Birmingham. Some shots off target, just 2 for Birmingham as well. 16 free kicks going on our way. That's 18 fouls by Birmingham. We had 8 corners compared to their 4 as well, and I just offside the once. Let's break down those stats a little bit more then, shall we? Of course, as you can see, 5 shots on target, 7 shots off target, 5 shots on target for them in the back of the net. That's clinicality right there. Hit the woodwork. We hit the woodwork twice. So did them. So did Birmingham, according to this. We had 5 big chances, and of course we missed one of them. What the heck's going on here? What about their big chances? They had 1 big chance and it hit there, and they missed it, of course. Passes 391 to our 343. The aerials were won by us. Aerial duel won, and the duels on the ground also won by us as well. So yeah, and it's completely different from what we were experiencing last season when we had a lot of the ball, kind of like what Swansea are doing now, having a lot of the ball, but the results aren't working out for them at the moment. But Rovers going for this kind of style of football, and it seems to be doing all right, especially over the last 5 games, of course. This is the first half stats. We had, look at it, it's pretty much a sea of green for Rovers. More possession than they did, more shots than them, quite comfortably as well. 6 corners to their 3. They did hit the woodwork in the first half. We had 1 big chance. but we took it, of course, 1-0 lead. John Buckaroo early doors. More passes. Everything was going in favour of Rovers here. The only thing that there was, what we kind of was a little shy on was the aerial duels, 14-11. As for the second half, was probably, again, a lot of heavily stats in favour of Rovers. The possession might not be, but of course the shots, the opportunities when we had the ball, much in favour of us as well. So good performance on paper. When you watched it, you know what? Credit must go, I think, to our defensive trio at the back, and also no, you can't really, you shouldn't, and not include the fullbacks here, Pickering and Nyambe, both, run their hearts out each and every day for Blackburn Rovers. I was quite livid actually that Nyambe didn't get a couple of opportunities to have a shot himself. He made some real good runs down that right hand side, but for whatever or not, the attackers, the creators, chose not to use Nyambe. Where are we? Let's get going in the show. Of course, take a look at some other numbers here. Let's take a look at the starting lineups here. Kaminsky was, of course, back, and of course, he kept a clean sheet as well. Scotty Wharton at the back there, again, remains unbeaten when he plays. Of course, Van Heck alongside Darrell Lennon as well. Of course, the defensive trio of Travis. Sorry, the midfield trio of Travis, Rothwell, and Buckaroo. Of course, Nyambe on the right, Pickering on the left. Khadra supporting Diaz up top. He's getting better and better each day. It's Khadra, of course, after a slow start, he now looks very, very, of course, composed as well. As to the substitutions, we did see the likes of Bradley Johnson, Sam Gallagher, and Danny Butterworth coming on. No opportunities for Ayala, Davenport, or Clarkson today. As for the opposition, Birmingham started with Sasic between sticks, Roberts, Sanson and Friend. Roberts was substituted early doors. Also Jordan James, youngster in midfield, alongside Riley McCree, Jordan Graham, Christian Pedersen as well, Ivan Sunčić as well, an attacking sort of role, Chuck Sanike, and of course Troy Deeney leading the charge. As for their substitutions, we did see Jeremy Baylor coming on, of course Lucas Chikowicz as well, and Maxime Colin to try and change things up. So I think, but of course it didn't work out for their favour. Let's take a look at some of the match ratings there. And of course these aren't mine, these are of course third party point of view, and for whatever reason they've given Big Bad Boy Breton Diaz the man of the match, 8.4 rated. Of course with 2 goals to his name you would think that is right, but I disagree. I disagree wholeheartedly. I thought, yes, of course, having him up top scoring the goals is great. I think you've got to give it to maybe one of the defensive guys at the back. Yeah, Darrell Lennon at 8.2. I thought he was did a captain's performance today, not just defending, but of course amazing runs as well, commanding performance, and of course he's starting to look like the real bloody deal as a Capitano. Kaminsky between sticks, of course, was kept on his tippy toes. As for Birmingham, their man of the match, of course, for them side it was Graham with a 7.0, and of course down the foot of the graphic here you can see where all the action took place. As for the shot grid here, Rovers represented by the orange, Birmingham represented by the blue. They were kind of resorted to long-range efforts here to try and get their way back into the game. Rovers, though, looks like they focused predominantly in the box, 18-yard box as well, with 5 attempts forward for Diaz. Khadra with the 1. Of course, he scored from that one. Buckaroo's got 3 as well. Rothwell, Wharton's got 1. Heck, and Len had 3 opportunities. Look at that from the centre-backs getting involved. All 3 having an opportunity on goal. But of course couldn't really make it count. Let's take a look at the heat maps then, shall we? Of course, Rovers, as you can see, sporadic. And of course, when they had the ball, they preferred the right hand side. Nyambe up and down here like a bloody yo-yo. Of course, trying to get the ball in the box for the strikers to try and put the ball in the back of the net. As for Birmingham, like I said, all over the place here, trying to get the ball, but unfortunately for them, it didn't amount to anything, and Rovers were just too good at the back today. That's my little take on the game. What about, of course, the gaffer, Tony Mowbray? What are your thoughts after going 5 wins on the spin, 5 clean sheets? Take it away, Tony.
Tony, give us an idea of how impressed you were with what you saw from your players today.
Yeah, I think all areas of the pitch was good today. I think defensively we looked pretty strong. I think they've got a real determination about them, trying to keep clean sheets at the moment. I think I need to mention Lenihan, who's got the added responsibility of captain leadership really, and he's showing that, and he's standing out like a man mountain really. So delighted for Dara. Yeah, it's and do we look like we can score goals when we win the ball back and break away? Yes, I think. Yeah, I think any team that looks and carries the threat that we carry and is looking as solid as we look at the moment is going to win games, and so pleased for the fans who came today to watch, and hope that, because again I sit and watched the game last night, and points getting dropped and thinking that we could go third today, and it's I'm sure Rovers fans over the years have come along and been let down when the excitement and the energy is there, and you think, oh, here we go. And it's just great that we could find the performance and the result to, it means nothing really because we're only halfway into the season, but it's still important to when you hope to win games and trying to win games, that you can actually do that. And I think the combination of the defensive stability and the goal threat we carry is pretty potent at the moment.
You mentioned your captain there. That's some pass for the second goal, isn't it?
Yeah, listen, he's right at the top of his game at the moment. I think you can just tell by the way he plays on the front foot. He's towering over people 6 inches taller than him. He's passing, he looks so assured. He's long passing, he's short passing. I think he's got clear pictures in his mind, I think, of how we want to play, what his job is. And sometimes footballers, I know I was one that's, I found it really difficult to play with composure but be aggressive, and he's finding that magic combination at the moment, because I would either go to war and be kicking lumps out of everybody and heading everything. I found it really hard to pick my right pass and stuff on them days because I was so wound up, and then other days I feel I'm like Beckenbauer and yet I couldn't win a header, and yet Lenahan's putting all the bits together at the moment and looking really special footballer. So but let's not forget Van Heck, let's not forget how brilliant Scotty Wharton's been with his composure. Brereton keeps rolling on, and let's just keep going. Pleased for Khadra. To be honest, we probably put more work into Redder than any of them really, with his positional play and his job for the team, and yet he's trying like a bear really to be a part of this team, and it's great that he's scoring goals and assisting. So really pleased for all of them, really pleased for the people who support the club, pleased that we're doing okay, and yet we are only halfway, and we've got some big games coming.
To win 8 of your last 10 matches in a division as tough as this, just how much credit do your players deserve for that?
All the credit is the players. I talked long about the 12 players we lost in the summer and the high quality that we lost in the summer. Adam Armstrong, all them goals, and Harvey Elliott, who as I said, started for Liverpool in the first 6 or 7 games of the season. So never mind Lewis Holtby, Tom Tribal, Corey Evans, all top players. It's and for this group to galvanise and be as tight as they are, in and out of possession and training every day, it's a great credit to them. And the biggest test is coming. The next 20 odd games is coming for them, and as I've just said there, keep your feet on the ground, let's live properly, let's eat and drink. It's Christmas coming before the next game, but think about the team, don't overindulge, let's be ready for Hull, and let's see if we can keep going.
When we spoke just before the opening day of the season, Tony, you said that you felt that your team would be able to compete if everybody was fit. Yeah. Have they done more than that?
I think we compete in every game. I think, people talk about the Fulham game. Listen, they competed against the best team in the league with 10 men, and we made a really positive decision at half-time, which backfired on us, and we had to take it on the chin. I tried to use a little bit of the negativity around that result to the team to galvanise them, and it's obviously with young players, it's something that they feel. Or I like emotional people, and when you prick the emotional people, they have to react, and they generally do. And I think this whole team have reacted magnificently well on the back of that result.
Well, here we go then, folks. What's been going on social media? Well, a whole host has been going on social media. Let's take a look at the Second Tier podcast. They said Blackburn have now won more games in the last month and a half than they did during the second half of last season. They're not wrong, folks. They're not wrong. But Billy Rose said, best day of my life. Hashtag Diaz. As of course, Elliot Bennett is his 33rd birthday for him. And he's celebrating with, of course, Shrewsbury win and a Rovers win. Rosina said there's something special going on at Ewood. We are on our way. Bella said, bit giddy, very nearly just shed a slight tear. We're officially not shit. Hashtag believe, hashtag Rovers. Jackie Kevin Midi said, I don't want to jinx it, but I think we're avoid a relegation. Of course, there's Khadra, of course, on the Rovers website. Rovers latest said Rovers up to 3rd. after 5 consecutive clean sheets for the first time since December 1996. Best Christmas present anyone could wish for. Josh Diaz, I've just driven past Jan Paul Van Heck heading Christmas baubles off the Blackburn Darwin Town Centre Christmas tree. Meanwhile, we've got Maddie says, oh my God, you stick with your team through good and bad, and right now is very, very good time to be a Rovers fan. Very exciting times. Love my team. Rovers Radio looks every bit promotion contenders today, getting better by the game. Bella said 5 wins on the bounce, 4 goals today. Number 3 in the table, 2 goals to Diaz, and a very happy Rovers family. Happy Christmas, folks. Indeed. Teodon on there as well. Renzo. And we continue to add team. Come on, Ben. Big bad Bob Diaz. Let's go, Rovers. Of course. What else do we have here? Brereton, Ton, scores a goal, go. Buckaroo says, enjoy that one. Let's keep the run going. That's BBC or whatever. Tom Marston, Diaz said, thank you, Fulham. You woke the beast. In the Sweet 16, that's a load of bullshit. Whatever. Rovers currently just 3 points off the top of the championship table, boys. Just 3 bloody points. Something special has happened to Charlotte Reynolds. Rishki Shishka said this is surreal stuff in the past. We have bottled so many occasions to get into the playoff positions. This team are showing real composure against all opposition now. So proud right now. Simon Fish. Once again, this team and manager proving so many of us wrong. Another exceptional result. We may not keep this up, so let's just enjoy it. Plus, you believe. Plus, you just never know. We certainly have belief and momentum. This could turn into something epic. It could. Shearer even got in on the action. We like a bit of that. Bradley Johnson and the rest of the chasing pack. Before we get going, of course, I want to showcase this amazing hoodie jumper here. Of course, it is, or Big Bad Boy Brereton Diaz, of Blackburn Rovers and La Rocca fame. Of course, he is ripping up in the Championship these days, and of course, he could actually kick on to either the Premier League or maybe even La Liga next season. Now, of course, we do have these shirts that are available. They do support the channel, and of course, they also support local artist Ben Hayward, who did design this amazing bit of artwork. So, if you want to get involved and help the channel in another way, and of course, support a local artist, this is a great place to start. There will be a link to this hoodie in the old description down below. You can get it in, of course, Blackburn Rovers white or blue, and also in, of course, Viva La Rocca red here. I have actually sold a couple of these bad boys, so a big shout out to the guys that did purchase this. And again, if you think this is a bit too much for yourself or for your other half or for a member of your family, you could also explore a Big Bad Boy Brereton Diaz mug. It is out there as well for a little bit less money there, but of course it also supports the channel in another way. So please make sure you check it all out. It does wonders for the channel, and of course it gets the Diaz face out there. It also gets my little face out there. But anyway, let's kick it on with, of course, the next round of picture predictions. Meanwhile, elsewhere, of course, and this is where it gets really interesting. And I know it doesn't probably appeal to anybody, but a lot of games getting cancelled. Do you know what that means? When they play their games, we'll have our feet up, relaxing. He bloody knows, I bloody know. The fixture congestion doesn't suit anybody. And of course, if Rovers have played their games, we'll get them done, get them in a bag and move on. Of course, if we lost, then it would hurt a little bit, of course, with this fixture pile list. But we win. And of course, the likes of QPR have got games stacked up. Stoke now got games stacked up. Who else has got games stacked up? Fulham, probably games stacked up. So, well, they actually play on bloody Monday. But anyway, regardless, of course, we just get them over the line, get the points done, and of course, move on. So hopefully, Boxing Day goes ahead, and of course the one against Huddersfield, whoever. We've got Hull next, Barnsley after. In fact, I'll tell you in a minute. Of course, Barnsley did draw with West Brom. Of course, I watched a bit of that game. And of course, Middlesbrough did us all a favour with a 1-win over Bournemouth. Huddersfield, 3-2 win. They look good on the road there. 3-2 winners there. Blackpool, 3-1 winners over Peterborough, who are in trouble. Forest came back from behind, I think, to win that one 2-1 as well. And of course, Fulham will take on Sheffield United. I think we're going to be all Sheffield United on that one, aren't we? That's on Monday as well. How about, of course, the table looks like this. How about that? Take a bloody selfie, guys. 5 wins on the motherfucking bounce. I can't believe it. This is surreal stuff. It's been 20 years since we could say that. 20 bloody years. 21 years, in fact. Nearly 22 years since the last time we won 5 on the bounce. This shit doesn't happen at Blackburn Rovers. No, it doesn't. The clean sheets, they're not just 5 scrappy dappy do wins. They're 5 clean sheets. Oh my goodness. It does feel electric. I am all giddy right now. I can't wait for the next game. I really can't. And if we can keep on putting the performances on them that we're doing, who knows? Who knows where we could be in about in 6 weeks' time? Goodness gracious me. The games are there to be won for Rovers. They are over the next few days, next few weeks even. They are there. There are points to be had. And if Rovers can keep on going, you know, we might have to do something special. this summer, this spring, whatever. Something might be happening. It might be happening, not in my pants, no. I mean, with all of us, and amongst all of us. Yes. Dare we bloody dream. Birmingham down to 17th now, of course, but still within touching distance of the 11th spot. The gap between ourselves and Forest is 8 points now. We've played the same amount of games as well. But they look good. They look good right now, and we've got that game coming up as well in the near to distant future for us. So we've got to keep an eye on those. Brilliant stuff. The same amount of games as Bournemouth. 1 point adrift. They've had a right shitter right now, haven't they? Of course, next time around for Rovers, it'll be Hull City at the KCOM. It's a difficult, awkward game. Of course, Hull were in good bit of form. Of course, they took a bit of a bounce today against Forest. Speaking of Forest, they'll kick us all off on Boxing Day as well against Middlesbrough. Cardiff against Coventry. Luton Town against Bristol City. Millwall against Swansea. Peterborough against Reading. Of course, Barnsley up against Stoke. What else do we have going on here? Preston taking on Sheffield United. Huddersfield against Blackpool. Fulham will take on Birmingham City, and Derby County taking West Brom and QPR and Bournemouth as well on the 27th. So, wow, indeed. I really am actually gobsmacked with what's going on with the Rovers at the moment. You know, I remember even the League One campaign when we were bossing it and we finished second. Did we not get five wins on the spin? We never got it. We never got 5 wins on the bounce. We never got 5 clean sheets on the bounce. That goes to show the promotion season from League One, when we were supposed to be the best side, or one of the best sides anyway in the division at that time. We didn't have it. We never had 5 clean sheets on the bounce. Whaley, I don't know. And the style of play is just so bizarre. You know what I mean? Like last season, we dominated possession, dominated shots. This season, it's less ball, more results. It's crazy. But I'm loving it, and I'm loving it. And hopefully this run will continue. Hopefully we'll have a fantastic back end of the season. I would love to go a trip to Wembley. I really would for 2022, but I'd also love to just get myself promoted to the Premier League automatically. I'm not getting myself too far ahead of the game here, but I'm here to believe. I'm here to believe, guys. I want you guys to believe with me. You know, believe in the Santa Claus, believe in Blackburn Rovers, believe in Tony Mowbray, believe in this team, and who knows where we can be come May. That's it, my friends. Of course, I'll be back previewing the game against Hull City midweek. I might even be going on a couple of other channels as well. So I'll be out there. Guys. Of course, a couple of weeks off work as well to chill out. But until then, dudes, smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe, check the links down below on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and of course, Patreon as well. If you want to support the channel another way, check out that link to Patreon. Also, check out the link to the sexy Big Bad Boy Khadra and Diaz hoodie, which, of course, I probably shoved in here for you to check it all out earlier. But anyway, until then, guys, we are done.